The W. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Happy Tuesday. We are starting out this morning with some clouds and some rain showers, some of which are producing some rumbles of thunder as well as some lightning. Let's take a live look at downtown Utica right now because, again, this morning we're seeing some clouds start to increase. However, so far, a lot of the area is looking pretty dry. But taking a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, we've got some interference right here with some of that light green, but notice some of these patches of yellows and even dark reds. You got a core of some stronger thunder and lightning taking place just south of Syracuse. I'm going to put a track on this to see exactly where this storm is heading. You see heading up north and to the east. So this is approaching the I-90 corridor with roughly within the next 30 minutes to an hour. And hopefully it starts to weaken as it starts entering the valley. This is probably due to lift, which is causing the amount of lightning that's taking place in that system right now. But throughout the day today, we're talking about similar temperatures to yesterday, but not ending the day with dry weather. We're actually going to be seeing some rain showers move through, some rumbles of thunder, and potentially some locally heavy rainfall. And you can see the exact rain chances throughout the day here. A few light rain showers here and there this morning. Again, isolated heavier downpours. Then by this afternoon, that cold front moves through, and we have a very good chance of pretty much all of central New York seeing at least some bit of rain from this cold front. But again, it's going to be a mild day, in fact, warm day, with temperatures in the upper 60s. You can see the rain chances increasing throughout this afternoon and this evening. Then they gradually diminish. And following this front, we're going to enter a bit of a dry period. Now, clouds will still be in the sky for the next few days. But again, the pattern is shifting to at least a dry stretch heading into Thursday and Wednesday. But on our skycast, you can see here morning clouds, a few isolated showers and thunderstorms by this afternoon. Again, sunshine will peak out. Temperatures upper 60s, low 70s. Some spots could reach the mid 70s where the sun is peaking pretty high. And again, the humidity will still feel on the higher side before this frontal boundary moves through. Then 2:33 p.m., that's when some rounds of showers will fire up, and then that rain band will tap into some instability and produce some heavier downpours as it pushes through our area. The heaviest downpours are expected primarily south of I-90, where a lot of that instability is still located, while areas north will still feel a bit cooler. But regardless, following the system, we cool down to the 50s with some lingering clouds and patchy fog by early Wednesday morning. And then following that, we'll get some breaks with sunshine moving in by Wednesday afternoon. Temperatures in the 60s. Clear skies, mixture of partly cloudy skies by Wednesday night into early Thursday. And then we're dealing with some clouds, at least hit or miss, by Thursday afternoon with some lingering patchy fog. And so regarding rainfall totals, we're seeing increasing totals as we head to the southern portion of the area right here, as those storms again will tap into instability, but areas north will likely not see at least a whole lot of rainfall. North of Camden, maybe around 1/10 of an inch maximum. But again, for today, it's a dry start aside from them isolated showers, but following this afternoon, here comes those rain showers and potentially rumbles of thunder. And your 7-day forecast, again, following today, it dries out. We got temperatures in the upper 60s, low 70s. And then, yet again, by the weekend, here comes more rain. But regardless of the rainfall, not too bad of temperatures for the next 7 days, 60s and 70s, Gary.
Through today.
Yep.
Looking good.
Yeah, next 3 days looking pretty okay.
Eric, thank you. The time right now is 5:21, still ahead on.
Now, the news with Gary Lipitor and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Lipitor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
With word of some rain on its way.
Yes, rain is developing. In fact, we have a band of rain developing over Utica as of right now. Some rumbles of thunder possible, but the big show will be this evening. Some stronger wind gusts potentially with that too as well. So we're entering the spring season, of course, spring thunderstorms. So let's take a look at the radar, see how things are shaping up right now. And so far, we can start to see this rain band moving through parts of central New York. A lot of light green, that interference in the radar, but the What is not interference are these darker reds and yellows. These are some downpours pushing through parts of the area. In fact, some thunder and lightning just recently passed north of Utica. You probably heard me rumble into rumbles right there, but another rain band heading into Stockbridge, right over Route 20 as of now, heading north and west of Sangerfield, and we'll be approaching the Utica area within the next 30 minutes to an hour. And around the state, temperature-wise, 50s across much of the area, 51 Rome, 54 in Hamilton. And the next 12 hours, we're talking about a rainy start in some spots, a lull in the rain following this system until roughly the mid-afternoon. That's when that cold front moves through, and this system could produce some stronger wind gusts as well as some heavier downpours. We're going to talk about the risks and the timing and when things begin to wind down in that full forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Student-led protest.
Welcome back. The time now is 5:42. We're showcasing the weather photo of the day today, and this one, I actually learned something today. I've heard of daffodils, obviously, but I haven't heard of this version as well, the Sir Winston Churchill daffodil, taken by Heather in Whitesboro. It looks like a daffodil, but it's very unique. It's a great flower right there, and again, I haven't heard about this before, but so far it's a great flower. I don't know about you, Gary. Is that a beautiful looking flower?
Oh, the SWC. You haven't heard about it?
I've not heard about the SWC. But thank you for submitting this photo. Submit your spring photos to the link on top of your screen at WKTV.com/weather/pics. Well, this morning, we're dodging some rain showers. In fact, some of those showers are heavier at times. They're producing some thunder and lightning. Now, this is not the main show today. We are tracking a cold front that could produce some stronger wind gusts, heavier downpours, as well as potential for some localized flooding. We'll talk about all those risks with these storms later on and that full forecast straight ahead. Gary?
SWC.
SWC.
Sir Winston Churchill. Never forget it.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. Today, starting out with some rain showers. As a matter of fact, some storms are starting to fire up. Lots of lightning already getting picked up by our lightning detectors. In fact, taking a live look in downtown Utica right now, it's dry in our plane of vision here. But as we look at the radar, we are tracking even some more rain showers pushing through parts of our area. Matter of fact, we have some locations right here just to the west of Utica heading south. Zooming in a little bit, as a matter of fact, I'll try using this as well. Zooming in to locations south and east of Utica. First off, I want to make sure I'm doing this correctly. Here we go. I haven't used this tool too much. Just north of Paris, heading into Stockbridge. There's a heavier downpour. Some small hail is possible down here as well. And this system will continue to move more and more east as the morning continues on. In fact, that downpour with some lightning just to the west of Norway, and another storm just to the south of Lake Pleasant, heading into parts of Hamilton County. And this is a reminder, too, why I also have my phone here as well. The Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Forecasts are sent every day at 6 a.m. You also have an access to our Skycast hour by hour. In fact, zooming into the Mohawk Valley, North Country, or Southern Valleys, depending on location. But here's the thing I want to mention, too. It notifies you of nearby lightning strikes and heavy rainfall. As a matter of fact, on my phone right here, I got some lightning strike notifications within the past few minutes. 10.2 miles away from my location. So again, this is a great tool to have if you work outdoors. This will notify you of any nearby heavier downpours or thunderstorms on the horizon as they continue to develop. But back to the forecast. We still got 60s expected today, some locations into the 70s. Still feeling a little humid out there today as well. And again, we're talking about this frontal boundary entering our region. Now, the position of this is important because we got this warm front shifting north and this cold front following it. And typically, stronger storms are possible in this sliver right in between that warm front and that cold front. And that's expected to reach mainly areas south of I-90 for today, but there is some limited instability. And so, again, we're talking about clouds and some rain showers, some rumbles of thunder early this morning, but the main focus is this afternoon as these rain showers begin to tap into that instability, and we could see some heavier downpours, localized flooding in poor drainage areas, potential for some small hail, but also some isolated wind gusts too, depending on how strong some of these systems do get. So we'll continue to follow this. A reminder though, between 2 and 4 p.m. is the rough timing that these showers will move through, and then following that, things will eventually quiet down by Thursday and Wednesday. For today though, afternoon thunderstorms, highs in the upper 60s, low 70s. For tonight, a low of 51 with cloudy skies and patchy fog. 7-day forecast, 60s to 70s the next few days, Wednesday through Friday. Dry for the most part with some stubborn clouds, and yet again rain so far looks to return by the weekend, but not too bad temperature wise for the next 7 days. Gary?
Gotta like the next 3 days after today.
Yes, dry weather for the next 3.
Yeah, beautiful. Eric, thank you. Now to a touching story and a very rainy one here in 2024.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore, and boy,
yeah,
that was loud.
That was it. You probably heard it in the background. I think that lightning strike hit the tower up there. Do you think it did, or?
Well, let's hope not. But
well, we're still here,
yeah,
so that's good news as well. We're still on the air, and yes, some rain showers moving through. You probably have heard it outside your door, if you're in the Utica area. A line of showers and storms. Let's get right to the radar because I want to show you exactly where things are headed at this point. This is not the initial, or at least the main show today, but this is producing plenty of lightning along this line. In fact, it's going directly through downtown Utica in areas to the north and east into parts of Deerfield, Schuyler, north of Fairfield, into Newport, just north of Stratford. And heading to the southern portion of this is now in Earlville, Lebanon, heading into Hamilton. And these showers are producing pretty heavy downpours through this as well. And this is not a long duration event. This will be over and done with roughly within the next 30 minutes to an hour. But again, this is producing some pretty heavy downpours. And of course, that thunder and lightning, which is probably waking up a lot of animals across the area. Again, those temperatures this morning in the 50s. It's a mild start, and we're expected to remain pretty mild today. Lull in the rain by the late morning, early afternoon, and then here comes some more rain showers, and these ones will be ahead of a cold front. And this could fire up some stronger storms, some stronger wind gusts, potentially some small hail, and potential for localized flooding in poor drainage areas. We're going to talk about the risks in more detail with this system and when it could arrive, when things eventually dry out in that full forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Brand new this morning, Rome police are investigating.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning. Welcome back. It's time now for a Munson CommuteCast as we take a look at road conditions to and from work today. And first off, we're taking a live look at those road conditions. And so far, heavy rain has pushed through a lot of Utica. Be careful of some ponding on the roads and the arterial, as typical with heavier downpours. Same thing for as you head closer to Genesee Street. Route 8, Route 20 in Bridgewater, so far so good because it hasn't quite reached the rain band, except as you head farther down Route 20 closer to Sangerfield, that's where some heavier downpours are. But those road conditions, you can see here, drive times looking pretty okay at this point for the I-90 corridor and the arterial. Same thing for 5S east and west and Route 49. And then finally from I-90 north for at least I-90 to Cooperstown. The rain showers aren't quite hitting there. Matter of fact, normal thunder just in the background here as well. And again, this morning, isolated downpours possible. In fact, pretty much all over the Utica area at this point, heading north and to the east. But following this morning, we enter a lull in the rain showers until this afternoon. But that's when some more widespread heavy rainfall arrives. Of course, typical thunder and lightning risk, but there could be some stronger wind gusts with this, potential for some small hail. And we're going to talk about the potential for localized flooding as well in that full forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Hopefully this thunder and lightning will subside before the kids got to get out there for the bus stop.
Hopefully. Next half hour, things should start to wind down.
Eric, thanks. Well, are you thinking about...
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, welcome back. Well, it's turned pretty active over the past half hour or so with some thunder and lightning, downpours, even reports of some pea-sized hail taken just south of Utica. But a live look at downtown Utica right now. It's an ominous scene facing out to the east as that stormy system continues to push north and east. And on the Cavey Tower camera, you can see those downpours right on this side of the screen right here. And these also will continue to push more and more northeast. And the radar, let's see how things are shaping up right now. We've got a line of some heavier downpours in this darker red region right here, north of Salisbury. In fact, right in between Route 28 and Newport right here. Heavier downpours, thunder and lightning, but the band of this system is only about a few miles wide, if that. You go north of Newport, it's pretty quiet. You go to German Flats, also pretty quiet, but right in the middle right there, heavy downpours, thunder, lightning, reduced visibility in those systems as well. We have another cell down here. This one is more of a single cell system with thunder and lightning. This right here, I think, is a better culprit of producing some pea-sized hail heading into the Brookfield intersection, Route 20, Route 8 right here. Again, this could produce heavier downpours, reduced visibility. Definitely want to have those windshield wipers on high. But this is also a reminder, too, while we are tracking the system pushing north and east, to download the Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Now, we put out forecasts every day at 6 a.m. We also give you access to closer up skycasts hour by hour, and these do update throughout the day. So if you want to check out how things are panning out, you can also look at our skycast there on the app. And the most important thing, especially if you work outdoors, notifies you of nearby lightning strikes and heavy rain. It'll send a notification to your phone depending on location and is really useful, especially as we enter the stormy season, as it gives you a look at the radar right there, as well as an hour-by-hour forecast taken on our weather app, depending, again, on location. Today, though, upper 60s expected by this afternoon, some locations into the low 70s. And you can see here, following this rainy start, a bit of a lull in the rain showers till early this afternoon. Then here comes a stronger line of rain showers from a cold front. And this could tap into instability in the atmosphere, produce, of course, similar to this morning, thunder and lightning, heavier downpours, small hail. But the biggest concern will be some isolated wind gusts and training on these systems, which could cause localized flooding in poor drainage areas. So again, the timing of this is roughly between 2 and 4 p.m. today as it pushes through our local area. We'll continue to track this throughout the afternoon and into the evening. But following that, though, things begin to quiet down as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. But for today, though, afternoon thunderstorms following this morning's thunderstorms, a high of 72. For tonight, cloudy, patchy fog, a low of 51. 7-day forecast, no more morning thunderstorms Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with temperatures in the upper 60s, low 70s. Not too bad at days, but we'll be dealing with some stubborn clouds, all three of them. Overall, though, pretty quiet and dry. Gary?
Be careful out there right now.
Yeah, there's some ponding on the roadways. I'm seeing right there on the Riscony Boulevard. Same thing for other roads as well. Arterial, a known culprit for that as well, so be careful of ponding.
Eric, thank you. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us.
News with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And meteorologist Jill Reel tuning in to you this morning about that thunder and lightning.
Letting us know that it was coming down pretty heavy in New Hartford area.
Yeah.
And this morning, loud thunder in the backdrop. You probably could hear it in our microphones if you tuned in the last half hour. But we're going to continue to track these storms early this morning. In fact, let's take a look at the radar right now, see how things are shaping up. And again, the storm that rolled through Utica is now passing into central Herkimer County, well north of Little Falls, north of I-90, heading, in fact, just north of Stratford into the hills of Curtis and Fairfield. In fact, just exiting Newport, skyward seeing a little bit of the rest of the downpours there. But we got a small cell, in fact, directly over the Route 8, Route 20 connection. And while I'm here, I'm going to go a bit off kilter here. I'm going to go and load up the cameras for the intersection there and see how the downpours are looking. And yeah, there's the Route 8, Route 20 connection, Bridgewater. Heavy downpours, likely seeing some pounding on roadways. Reduced visibility too with your wipers going on full speed. So a reminder though that some of these roads can be experiencing some downpours. And again, these are all isolated, thin thunderstorm lines. This is not widespread. So you could be heading to work and you could, for example, head up Route 8 south of Brookfield. It's quiet. Then enter a brief heavy downpour in Bridgewater, and then north of Bridgewater, you are in the clear. So that's the case right now. These storms will move through, thunder and lightning, rain, temperatures in the 50s. Still a mild start, but following this, as Gary mentioned, we're entering a lull in the rain by the late morning, early afternoon, but rain showers will return this evening again. This time ahead of a cold front, some of these downpours could be a little bit stronger. On top of that, some stronger wind gusts as well. We're talking about the risks with this system this evening and when we could see some clearing long-term in that full forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Student-led protest.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:42, and we're showcasing our photo of the day today. And we're keeping with the tradition of spring flowers, but this one caught my eye because I haven't really heard this one before. Now, maybe I have, and maybe I forgot about the name of it, but the Sir Winston Churchill daffodil. I didn't realize it was a unique name, and it doesn't look like a typical daffodil they usually see, the whites and the yellows in everyone's lawns. This one definitely a very unique flower. It's a beautiful flower taken by Heather in Whitesboro. Now, they're a great shot right here. If you want to submit a photo like this one, showcasing your flowers blooming in your flower garden, or any spring-like photo, send a link on top of your screen, WKTV.com/weather/pics. And Gary, you mentioned it's the...
Yes, it's the SWC daffodil. I mean, who hasn't heard of it, right?
He's making fun of me because I haven't heard of it before, so... But it's a beautiful flower. Again, send a photo like this one or any spring-like photo to the link right there on top of your screen. Include your name as well if you want credit. But again, we're tracking some showers and storms moving through this morning. We're going to see a break in the rain by late this morning, early this afternoon, but return to it by this evening. We're going to talk about the timing of that and potential impacts with these rain showers and when we could see some extended dry weather in that forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thank you. The United County Sheriff's Office and
the WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back. Well, it's been a pretty active morning with some rain, some thunder and lightning, even some hail reported in parts of our area. But a scene that has been seeing a quiet start to the day in Oneonta. A nice shot of the sky, the sunrise this morning underneath some of those ominous clouds to the north and to the east. But again, it's 55, a very mild start to the day in Oneonta. In downtown Utica, a much different story. Downpours, thunder, lightning. A lot of us probably woke up to that thunder and lightning if you were planning on sleeping in a little bit today. But it is a little bit cooler, 50 degrees in downtown Utica. And here's the rain band taking place right now. Now, in the last half hour, I mentioned that this storm cell moving through Bridgewater, I had a hunch it was producing at least small pea-sized hail, and we had report verified that there was pea or peanut-sized hail taken in Bridgewater. So again, this cell has history of producing some small hail, nothing major, but again, you'll probably start hearing it if you're south of German Flats, heading to the I-90 corridor south of Route 29 over into the border of Fulton, Montgomery County. But the bigger picture, it's trending more and more north and east, and following this, for example, Rome, you're in the clear for now. Same thing for areas just to the west of Utica. But as a reminder, while we are talking about thunderstorms today, to download the Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Now, what I mean by that is because we've got forecasts sent every day at 6 o'clock in the morning, access to hour-by-hour Skycast information. Now, these are just some things you get with the app, but the thing I want to mention right now is it notifies you of lightning strikes and heavy rainfall near your location. So if you work outside or you're planning on having outdoor activities, it's a great tool to have because it will notify you if any of this does take place. Also gives you access to the radar and hour-by-hour forecast as well, depending on your location. Now, today, again, upper 60s, low 70s, another mild day, higher humidity, and following these morning showers, a lull in the rain by the early afternoon, some peaks of sunshine possible as well. But following that, a line of rain showers move through. This will tap into some instability in the atmosphere, producing some heavier rainfall, potentially some isolated stronger wind gusts as the system continues to push south and east. The highest potential for some stronger storms are south of Route 20 as the system passes by. So following that, again, potential for isolated flooding in poor drainage areas. Things will dry out, and we enter a dry period following that for the next few days. For today, though, high is 72. Afternoon thunderstorms tonight. Following the thunderstorms, cloudy with patchy fog, a low of 51. 7-day forecast, drying out Wednesday through Friday. Yet again, a rainy pattern returns for the weekend, but overall, temperatures not too bad, not falling below freezing, and highs in the upper 60s to low 70s. And Gary, Wednesday through Friday, looking pretty nice.
Get out there and golf.
Get out and golf.
Yeah.
Do it while it's still dry out.
Eric, thanks. Now to a touching story.
Now, the news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on the CW11. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And you were just checking out the lightning strikes, boy. They're coming in quick.
Yes, lots and lots of lightning. In fact, I want to take a look at it right now because 102 lightning strikes within just the past hour. This storm system is moving through for roughly the past 2 hours. And just look at all those individual little lightning bolt icons on the screen right there. These are all indications of a single lightning strike detected by our lightning detector. And there is a lot of lightning south of Little Falls, in Danube, just south of German Flats, north of Jordanville along Route 168. In fact, over the I-90 corridor. If you are heading eastbound from Utica to, for example, out to Albany, there is that heavy downpour with lots of lightning taking place just right there. But again, 102 lightning strikes so far. More is expected as that system continues to push more north and east. And besides that, it's a mild start to the day today. And again, after these rain showers this morning, things will dry out for a few hours today before more rain arrives this afternoon and this evening. Now, the secondary rain showers are expected later on, can tap into some more instability in the atmosphere, produce some stronger rain showers, heavier downpours, and some stronger wind gusts as well. We're going to talk about those risks, the timing of it specifically, and then when we eventually dry out in that full forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Brand new this morning. Rome police are investigating.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back. It's a stormy morning for a lot of locations early this morning. And a live look at downtown Utica. Well, things have quieted down a little bit with still some damp conditions out there. Rain showers out to the east. It's a 51-degree start to the day in Utica. Some locations a little warmer, other locations a little bit cooler. But the radar is showing a line of some showers and thunderstorms moving to the east and to the north. Zooming in a little bit, we have some lightning and thunder taking place. In fact, just entering Little Falls within the next minute or so with downpours, lightning, some small hail, but this system has turned less cellular and more linear, which will prevent potentially some hail from forming. So again, the main risk in at least southern Herkimer County are some downpours as well as thunder and lightning. And while we're on the topic of thunder and lightning, reminder to download the Storm Tracker 2 weather app, because on top of sending forecasts every day at 6 a.m. and also having access to our Skycast hour by hour, also zoomed in depending on the location, it also notifies you of nearby lightning strikes and heavy rainfall, which is very beneficial for those of you who work outside or have outdoor plans during the weekdays or potentially the weekends. But to our forecast for today, again, we're talking about 60s and 70s. With some rain showers developing by this afternoon and this evening. Got a lull in the rain, though, by the late morning, early afternoon following these initial rain showers. And remember that as on our Skycast, we start out with these showers coming to an end, and then some clearing potentially by the late morning, early afternoon. Again, following that, then some showers start to form ahead of a cold front. And these showers will be tapping into some instability in the atmosphere. This will produce some locally heavier downpours, potential for minor flooding in poor drainage areas, and then following that, also stronger wind gusts in some of these embedded showers and storms, you can see right here. And then this system will pass us to the east, and things will wind down, which also means good news regarding quiet weather for the rest of the work week. And so for today, again, afternoon thunderstorms, a high of 72. For tonight, following the showers, cloudy with patchy fog, a low of 51. But your 7-day forecast, it's dry with some stubborn clouds sticking around Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday with highs in the upper 60s, low 70s, a pretty nice stretch. Unfortunately, though, a rainy pattern does begin to move in by the weekend, Saturday and Sunday.
Eric Gage joining us now, and boy, those were some loud thunderstorms when we were on the air this morning. A lot of people commenting too.
Oh yeah, they was so loud you could even hear it in the background while we were talking. Loud lightning, loud thunder. Yeah, lots of boomers and heavy rainfall too. But that was only for this morning. Now this afternoon, a bit of a lull in the rain. In fact, look at the radar at this point. The light green just indicating some moisture in the atmosphere. That's not indicating any true rain showers at this point. But notice in the far distance, the line of rain showers still just to the north and west, or north and east of Albany, in parts of New Hampshire and Vermont at this point. But to the west, here's our next line of active weather. This one will be from the actual cold front, and this could produce some heavier downpours, some stronger wind gusts, as well as a typical thunder and lightning. We're going to talk about this system in just a few minutes. But again, today, 64 degrees officially in Rome with sunshine peeking out, a few clouds right here and rain showers out in Buffalo. So we're going to get this brief window of warm air and sunshine before weather turns unsettled yet again. So again, the next 12 hours, brief window of dry weather, rain, thunder, gusty winds arrive this evening. Temperatures cool back down into the low 50s. We're tracking patchy fog tonight. But then we could see an extended break of dry weather in that full forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. There are many unanswered questions in North Carolina at this hour. Following
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back. It's a bit of a quiet spell now after a very active morning with rain and some thunder and lightning and, in fact, heavy downpours. But right now in downtown Utica, a different scene at this point. Blue skies are peeking out. Humidity is on the rise. It feels a bit muggy out there at this point with temperatures in the upper 50s, low 60s. Other spots already in the mid 60s as you head further south and west of Utica. But on the live satellite feed coming in, we are seeing a window of clearing skies. And again, enjoy the dry weather for this mid-afternoon. No rainfall is expected until mid this afternoon to early this evening. That's when a frontal boundary arrives, bringing some rain showers. And on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, you can start to see that the radar is picking up on that moisture, that humidity in the air, but no rainfall is currently getting picked up, besides maybe some light mist and some lingering cloudy areas. But again, out to the west is where some rain showers are starting to arrive. And this is a reminder, now that we are starting to get into thunder and lightning season, to download the Storm Tracker 2 weather app, because not only does it provide updates on the weather at 6 a.m. every day, also you can look at the Skycast that we have here on our broadcast, also on the phone. But the most important thing, it notifies you of nearby lightning strikes and heavy rain, which is, in my opinion, very beneficial if you work outdoors or if you have any outdoor plans on the weekend. It's extremely beneficial to make sure you are safe and sound and not caught in the middle of a storm. And as you can see here, you can also have access to a radar and hour-by-hour forecasts throughout the entire day. But again, today, still 60s, some spots approaching the low 70s as you head farther to the south. But you can see here, humidity on the rise, muggy conditions with dew points in the low 60s for highs today. And then again, rain chances dry right now, but they will pick up as we approach the evening. On our Skycast, we're seeing the breaks in the clouds right now, and then following that by the mid-afternoon, roughly at the earliest 3 p.m., at the very latest 4 or 5 p.m. Regardless, that front is going to push through, bring in some rain showers. It could tap into some instability in the atmosphere, and if it does, it could produce some stronger wind gusts. Of course, heavier downpours is expected, and then on top of that, maybe some small hail as a typical thunder and lightning possible with that as well, and see it strengthen briefly over our area. And then it comes to an end and things wind down, not only for now, but for at least the extended forecast. As we take a look at the weather for today, again, afternoon thunderstorms, highs in the low 70s. Tonight, cloudy, patchy fog, misty conditions, overall pretty damp. But our 7-day forecast, look at this. We've got 60s to 70s Wednesday through Friday, pretty dry overall. We've got maybe a few stubborn clouds in the mornings with patchy fog here and there, but not too bad of a stretch, Gary, with overnight lows also not falling below freezing either, which is good news for those who have flowers out. You don't have to cover the plants, at least for the next 4 or 5 days for now. So, but we're going to keep an eye on the potential for rain again this coming weekend. And of course, we'll keep an eye on the storms moving in today.
And look forward to the next 3 days.
Yes,
sunshine.
We got 3 dry days after this.
Eric, thanks. Well, tensions are running high at University. Joining us now, and Eric, this morning when we were on the air, boy, those lightning strikes were coming quick.
Yeah, lots and lots of lightning. And we got a viewer-submitted video taken right here from Sarah McNichol. And it's a bit blurry, but you kind of see a garbage truck there, people outside. But then...
Here it comes.
Look at how close that lightning strike is to them outside. So a very close call this morning. Now, a much different story this afternoon. In fact, a live look outside at this point. Cooperstown, flag is waving, sunshine is out, temperature of 61 degrees. Now, you're probably thinking, it's not too warm in Cooperstown at this point, but let's take a look at some temperatures in parts of our area. So, a wide range, 59 in Little Falls. Ignore Sylvan Beach. It's not 88 degrees out there. We checked the surrounding weather stations. We think that's a little bit of an error. But 65 in Westmoreland, 67 in Deansboro. Take a look at these temperatures to the south. 78 in Sherburne, 76 Norwich. This warm sector is heading closer to Otsego County. So for those of you in Cooperstown right now wondering, it'd be nice out for the early afternoon, the answer is yes. But enjoy it, because as we head into this evening, things turn a bit more unsettled, especially between 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's when some rain showers develop. Some of these could produce some stronger thunderstorms. We're going to talk about the potential for that in that full forecast straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Lawyers for President Biden's...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. It was a very busy morning with thunder, lightning, and some heavy downpours here and there, but it shaped up to be a nice early afternoon, although the humidity is definitely more noticeable as you head out. Live look at downtown Utica right now, current temperature of 60 degrees. But as we turn our attention to the south in Oneonta, 75 degrees, so a 15-degree difference as you head down into southern Otsego County. And regards to the temperature difference, we've got some sunshine peeking out for pretty much all of our local area. But enjoy the weather for the next few hours, because things will turn a bit more unsettled as we head into this evening. Probably around 2 to 4 p.m., 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., the best chance to see these showers begin to arrive. And on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, here's that frontal boundary, and it's not producing lightning, it's not producing thunder, it's not producing any nasty weather just yet, but we've got this brief window of instability in the atmosphere right about here, and these things could tap into it. And if they do, these could start firing up some storms, and some of these could be on the stronger side, producing some hail, potentially some gusty winds, and of course those heavier downpours. It's roughly about 1 to 1.25 inch of rainfall available in the atmosphere to have it fall over the surface. But regardless, it's a great time to download the weather app because of the third point right here. This app will notify you of nearby lightning strikes, heavy rain. So if you are outdoors today, either working or just spending time outside, you will get notifications before you even hear the lightning, way out in the distance, that thunder is nearby. It also gives you access to the radar and, of course, your hour-by-hour forecast. But again, temperatures climbing, depending on location, into the mid-60s. Other locations to the south already in the mid-70s. But again, following these rain showers this afternoon, or following the sunshine this afternoon, rain showers arrive and push through this evening. Again, these could be on the stronger side as we head into this evening and overnight. But following that, we dry out with some patchy fog, mostly cloudy skies, and then patchy fog gives way to some peaks of sunshine by tomorrow afternoon. But a heads up, we do have a marginal level 1 out of 5 risk for stronger storms in that dark green area south of Route 20. Again, the main concern is gusty winds, locally heavy downpours, could produce some flooding in poor drainage areas, as well as the risk for other severe weather parameters as well. But for today, high 72, afternoon thunderstorms tonight. A low of 51, cloudy skies and patchy fog continue to develop. Your 7-day forecast. Following today, we've got some nice weather on tap. There will be a few passing clouds here and there, maybe a small chance for some light drizzle, but we are looking at mostly dry days between now and Friday. Upper 60s, low 70s, some cases mid 70s, depending on location. And again, it's a dry stretch, a much more than welcome dry stretch before rain showers arrive by this coming weekend.
Golfers, next 3 days, not this weekend, though.
Yes, maybe early Saturday, but Sunday's looking like a washout.
Eric, thanks. Well, an update now for you. We have just learned from...
We bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis, and we did see the sun today, but that was short-lived.
Yeah, the weather looking unsettled as we head into this evening, especially south of the Mohawk.
Custody charged with assault and as the Whitestown town supervisor as well. Goodman is the father of Assemblywoman Marianne Buttonjohn. Calling hours are 3 to 6 Thursday at Dimbleby Funeral Home in Whitesboro. A funeral is the next morning at nearby St. Paul's Church.
Time now for a first look at the forecast. We bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis, and we did see the sun today, but that was short-lived.
Yeah, the weather looking unsettled as we head into this evening, especially south of the Mohawk Valley. There's been a lot more rain in Otsego County. Let's take a look at the Yorkville Battery Stern Tracker 2 Doppler radar. I want to start out by looking at a flash flood warning that has been just issued by the National Weather Service for this location in southwestern Otsego County. This would include Morris, down towards Sydney. This would be just west of Oneonta. If you live or travel in this area, be really careful, especially heading south on Route 8, south of New Berlin. We're talking about the potential of some flooded roadways this evening. So for about the next hour and a half, that is going to be a possibility. These storms in particular have just sat in that location a lot longer. The rest of us will see some rain. I think the risk for severe weather will be relatively low as we head into tonight. Our current temperature is 63 degrees. This evening, temperatures will remain in the low 60s. Once this rain moves through tonight, we get a chance to dry out. We've got to look at the forecast coming up. Back over to you.
Fire tore through a...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track widespread rainfall approaching from the west as a slow-moving cold front arrives. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Stern Tracker 2 Doppler radar. You can see that the heaviest precipitation is falling to the south of the Mohawk Valley, particularly in Otsego County. The rain's been coming down really hard here. Already 1 inch to 1.5 inches has fallen, and additional rain is currently falling. This is bringing on the possibility of some flooding here. There's a flash flood warning in effect for this part of Otsego County until 6:45. Gilbertsville, Lawrence, just to the west of I-88, just to the west of Oneonta. But if you're traveling along Route 23, Route 8, south of New Berlin, we're talking about the potential of some flooded roadways here, especially in areas that are prone to flooding. I know that there's several creeks that have seen that in the past, so just be aware of that here for about the next hour to hour and a half. Remember, flash flooding happens quickly Doesn't last for long, but it can be very intense for a short period of time. Also, if you do have any reports of flooding down here, send them in to weather@wktv.com. It does help us out. We can look at the radar, we can get an idea of rainfall, but having some eyes on the ground also really helps. Bigger picture shows more rain to the west. That will be arriving as we head into tonight. And again, just a reminder, even if you're not in the flood warning, these are good things to keep in mind as we move forward, because we do often deal with localized flooding around here. The most important tip here is never ever drive through a flooded roadway. You never know how deep it is. And that has been one of the biggest issues when we've seen loss of life the few times that has happened. A lot of it is when people are in their vehicles. Live look in downtown Utica, temperature of 64 degrees, kind of a chaotic sky, but I think the bark is worse than the bite for most of us. A lot of this moving through tonight will fall primarily as rain, and thunder will be fairly limited. We're going to see a dry stretch of weather here over the next several days until, of course, we get into the weekend. That's when things will start to change. Tonight, the rain heads to the east. Again, a few rumbles of thunder generally south. We'll start out tomorrow morning with clouds and some patchy fog, so kind of a dreary start to the day. But we should see a return to sunshine as the winds pick up, the air starts to dry out, temperatures climb into the 60s, so a pretty nice finish to the day. We're looking at dry weather heading into Wednesday night, as well as Thursday. Breezy on Thursday, too, with high temperatures in the 60s. Rain ends tonight, some patchy fog, a low of 48 tomorrow. We're looking at decreasing clouds. Again, a gloomy start to the day, but we should see some sunshine to finish, a high of 67. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunshine Thursday and Friday. We'll warm up to 71 on Friday afternoon. And then the risk for rain Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures will be in the 60s. Dry on Monday. The chance of more showers here heading into Tuesday. So again, if you're traveling south tonight, just be aware of some locally heavy rain.
All right, good advice, Bill. Thank you. Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
We're continuing to watch the radar this evening, especially south of the Mohawk Valley, where thunderstorms have been most prevalent. Along with some heavy rain in Otsego County, a flash flood warning remains in effect for southwestern Otsego County until 6:45. Be careful if you're driving in that part of our area. Some Pondian roadways can't be ruled out, especially south on Route 8 as well as Route 23 between Lawrence and Oneonta. We're going to continue to keep an eye on things here for tonight. More showers moving in from the west. The thunderstorm risk is lower here in the Mohawk Valley, not quite as much instability. For those of you in Otsego County, again, just a reminder of flash flood safety. You see water on the roadway, keep it there. Don't drive across because you don't know how deep it is. And a lot of times when that water is moving quickly, it can move vehicles. So we always say, turn around, don't drown. If there's water on the roadway, don't chance it. Find another way to get home wherever you have to go. Heading out this evening, some rain showers again for most of us. The weather will be in the 60s, so if you're going to take the dog out, maybe make it a short walk and keep the umbrella handy. Tonight's featured dog, Russell from Little Falls. This is brought to you by Nye Automotive Group. We're tracking some drier weather ahead. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. A local farm that breeds.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are continuing to track steady rain moving in from the west as a cold front arrives. This is mainly going to produce steady rain. The thunderstorm threat is going to be very limited this evening. We just didn't have the right ingredients come into place. That was the exception south of the Mohawk Valley. There were a round of thunderstorms, and in fact, there's still some ongoing issues here across Otsego County for the potential of some flooding. Flash flood warning remains in effect until 6:45 for Lawrence, Gilbertsville. This is just north of I-88, just north of Otsego or Otego. But if you are traveling along Route 23 between Lawrence and Oneonta, or if you're heading out along Route 8 to the south, heading just south of Gilbertsville, just be aware there could be some flooding taking place here because this area picked up 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rainfall. At least that was what was estimated by the Doppler radar. We're continuing to see some light rain move in from the west. We will see this rain come to an end as we head closer to sunset. Take a look at this photo. This was one of the thunderstorms that moved into Otsego County produced some locally heavy rain from Loretta in Milford. This, by the way, is not a tornado. This is a cloud that's caused by lifting air, the updraft in a thunderstorm, producing condensation. So it does look scary, but it's not something that creates wind on the ground. A live look in Oneonta. Again, just kind of a dreary evening here. Temperature of 59 degrees. We do get a chance to dry out. Winds turn into the northwest, and they do pick up for tomorrow. We're looking at breezy conditions. Northwest winds between about 15 to 20 miles an hour. The winds pick up more on Thursday. Thursday looks to be a breezy day with peak winds at about 30 miles an hour. Our sky watchers checking in this evening in the 60s. Micah New Hartford 64, Cassville 63, Fairfield 65, Mohawk 65, and Skenevis with 68. Again, this cold front moves to the east. Behind it, some drier weather builds in. And again, things will improve as we head into the middle of the week. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast, rain comes to an end shortly after dark. Temperatures will fall into the low 50s tonight. Watch out for patchy fog and some drizzle. It's a cloudy start to Wednesday and kind of gloomy, but I do think we'll see some sunshine as the winds turn into the northwest. Temperatures are expected to climb into the upper 60s. Mostly clear skies tomorrow night. And Thursday, we're looking at partly sunny skies and high temperatures climb into the mid to upper 60s. Tonight, patchy fog, rain ends, a low of 48. Tomorrow, decreasing clouds, temperatures in the upper 60s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Pleasant Thursday and Friday, temperatures in the upper 60s on Thursday near 70. Friday, we do have some rain in store for the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, temperatures in the 60s. Dry on Monday, the chance of showers here as we look ahead to Tuesday. We'll be right back.
Tonight, the state of emergency.
6, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Widespread rain is taking place this evening as a cold front moves in from the west. Most of this falls as rain with very limited thunder. There is some thunder that's still being detected near Otsego County. In fact, the bigger issue here is the heavy rain that took place this afternoon. This area, southwestern Otsego County, under a flash flood warning for about the next 40 minutes or so. So if you're traveling near Morris, out towards Gilbertsville, just be aware there could be some flooding, localized flooding, especially in poor drainage areas. At least for now, there's still some rain here, but it has lightened up quite a bit compared to what was falling earlier today. Current temperature is 60 degrees at Griffiths and Rowan. We do have a cold front moving through, so this is going to put an end to the rain as we head into tonight. It looks like the rain ends around dusk here. Temperatures will be in the low 60s this evening. We're tracking some drier weather, some much needed drier weather ahead. Look at the forecasts coming up. Back over to you.
Tenants say problems continue.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking widespread steady rain that is moving through central New York as a cold front is on the way. And that is going to eventually dry the weather out, but we do have to get through this evening. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The rain is widespread. There's not a lot of thunder and lightning here. Even though we did see some sunshine, temperatures did make it into the 70s. There just isn't enough energy in the atmosphere to create widespread heavy thunderstorms. That wasn't the case across the southern valleys earlier today, though. There was a line of thunderstorms that developed and moved through the same areas. That was something we were concerned about yesterday for the possibility of flooding. Well, we did see some of it, some of that heavy rainfall take place in southern Otsego County, this area under a flash flood warning for about the next half an hour or so. Again, this includes Gilbertsville, Lawrence. This is just west of Oneonta. So just be careful if you're going to be driving out in this area, at least for the next half an hour or so. The rain does get lighter here as we head into tonight, at least for this area. But again, you can see there's still rain to the west, and it does look soggy from earlier this evening. Take a look at this video. This was taken this morning. Watch this. Close call with lightning. This video taken in North Utica around 7 o'clock in the morning, and a big thank you to Sarah for submitting that. By the way, kudos to that guy for not even reacting to that photo in that video. I would not be that calm if I saw something like that. This picture, by the way, was taken from this afternoon in Milford from Loretta. This is the thunderstorm that produced some locally heavy rain moving into that area. So we do always appreciate those photos. You can find more of them on our Facebook pages along with our website, WKTV.com. Live look at downtown Utica, temperature 59 degrees. As we head into tonight, again, the rain does come to an end. This is all part of a cold front moving in from the west. Notice the air is drying out as we look further to the west. That's heading in our direction. So the rain will be around for the next couple of hours. It dries out after sunset. Tonight, watch out for some patchy fog. Overnight lows look to drop into the low 50s. Cloudy skies will continue tonight. Cloudy skies Wednesday morning. It is dreary in the morning, but winds turn into the northwest. Dry air starts to build in, and we should see some breaks in the cloud cover throughout the day. Partly sunny skies expected in the evening, temperatures in the 60s. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow night. Partly cloudy skies expected on Thursday. A much needed stretch of dry weather ahead. Rain comes to an end tonight. Patchy fog, a low of 48. Tomorrow, looking at clouds giving way to some sunshine. Temperatures in the upper 60s. Stern Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Mid-60s Thursday, low 70s Friday. Partly sunny skies. Rain returns over the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures in the 60s. Dry on Monday with a chance of showers on Tuesday.
All right, Bill, thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6, the West Canada. Time now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. I looked at this picture when we came over here and I said, looks like the sky's on fire.
It really does. This was Boonville taken today from Tiffany Winters. Did get a little bit of sunshine before the day was done, at least up north. It's been a dreary afternoon and evening, but the weather's going to improve as we head into tonight. Rain is finally moving out, coming to an end at Griffiths and Rome. A current temperature of 53 degrees. The wind direction has changed as a cold front has now moved through. Our radar is showing the rain exiting the area. Still seeing a few light showers along the I-88 corridor out in southern Otsego and Fulton and Montgomery counties. But again, that's moving to the east, and it's just about done in our area. Temperatures in the wake of this front will drop into the 60s tomorrow, Thursday. By Friday, we're into the low 70s before rain returns as we head into the weekend. Tonight, watch out for some patchy fog. Overnight lows drop into the upper 40s. Again, tracking some nicer weather ahead. Looks like we'll have a break from this rain, at least for a couple of days. We'll look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The father of the
WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Watch out for some fog tonight. As you can see, our tower cam, it's hard to see the city lights tonight because of the leftover fog that's here on Smith Hill. And that'll be the case here for the next several hours. I think we'll see that fog start to lift by tomorrow morning. Some spots it could be an issue traveling, mainly in higher elevations. Live look at the Yorkville Battery, Stern Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Rain continues to head to the east, and so we do get a chance to dry out tonight. Check this out. This picture, some of the skyline today was pretty ominous. This was in Worcester, Otsego County, as some of those stronger storms moved across the southern valleys today. This picture from Marcia Finch. And how about this one? This lightning strike captured by this video cam by Sarah. Take a look at that. And the garbage collector just doesn't even react to this, which is amazing, because I would have a very different reaction if I saw something like that. Live look at downtown Utica, a temperature of 52 degrees. It is much cooler now in the wake of this cold front. The winds are going to be picking up as we head into tomorrow. In the afternoon, we could see gusts as high as 15 to 20 miles an hour, so a breeze in the afternoon, but otherwise a pretty nice day. The winds pick up for Thursday. Thursday looks like a breezier day, maybe even downright windy at times, with west winds gusting up to 30 miles an hour. As we look at the radar and satellite image, a cold front continues to move to the east. It carried with it all the rain that we saw earlier today. Most of the thunderstorms developed south of the Mohawk Valley this afternoon, although we did see a few of them earlier this morning, too, across the Mohawk Valley. Our weather is going to change. That wind direction is going to push some drier air in place, and that's going to give us a stretch of weather, a stretch of dry weather that we haven't seen very much of lately. Tonight, again, rain moves out, fog moves in, overnight lows drop down to the low 50s. A dreary start to the day tomorrow, but we should see some sunshine. It's a cloudy start, but during the afternoon, the dry air starts to mix in, and that should help temperatures climb into the 60s. Looking at partly sunny skies throughout the late afternoon and early evening. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy skies. On Thursday, we'll see clouds in the morning give way to sunshine in the afternoon. High temperatures once again in the mid-60s. Rain ends tonight, patchy fog, a low of 48. Tomorrow, we're looking at decreasing clouds. High temperatures climb into the upper 60s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunshine here Thursday and Friday. Temperatures climb into the low 70s by Friday afternoon. Rain is expected as we head into the weekend. Dry weather on Monday and Tuesday. And by the way, if you're wondering, what is that in the corner of my screen? That is a QR code that you can use to download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app.
And you should already have it by now, but in case you don't, we have made it so easy for you to do.
We are literally giving it to you. It is free.
Free is good. We like that.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Bill. Coming up next, we bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis, and great picture out of Boonville. Looks like the sky is on fire, but that means we're going to have some sun tomorrow, maybe?
Yes, we should. You might not see it in the morning, but we should see it in the afternoon.
Cool.
This picture from Tiffany Winters, just a gorgeous, gorgeous sunset after an evening filled with rain. The rain has now moved to the east, and we will get a chance to dry out. It's already dry at Griffiths and Rome. A temperature of 53 degrees with a west-northwest wind at around 3 miles an hour. The rain, again, departing the area, finally clearing all of central New York. It's in eastern New York, and that will continue to move to the east as we head into tonight. Left behind fog. Watch out for that. It is expected to be pretty thick out there through early tomorrow morning. Temperatures will trend in the 60s over the next several days. We'll make it as warm as 71 on Friday before some rain returns heading into the weekend. Tonight, again, watch out for patchy fog, a low of 48. We are tracking a couple of much-needed dry days, but I'll let you know when the rain returns, and it's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The father of...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Things are quieting down across the region as rain continues to move to the east, and we'll get a chance to dry out. Watch out for some patchy fog. That could be pretty thick in a few locations tonight and into early tomorrow. Take a look at the clouds from earlier today. This picture from Marcy Finch. This was in Worcester. Chaotic skies for a little while. And then have a look at this video from North Utica as the garbage collector, middle of doing his job, doesn't even flinch with a bolt of lightning right behind him. That's a pretty amazing video. Thanks to Sarah and North Utica. By the way, I would be jumping 10 feet in the other direction if I was there. Live look in downtown Utica. Current temperature is 52 degrees, cloudy skies. And just kind of dreary out there. The wind direction turns into the west, and that's going to bring in some much drier air. The winds pick up tomorrow afternoon. We're looking at breezy conditions, winds gusting to about 20 miles an hour. Winds will become light tomorrow night. Wind gusts on Thursday could top 30 miles an hour, so some wind ahead for a couple of days. Cold front moves to the east, and behind it we've got a bunch of dry weather. It'll take a little while to clear out the low clouds, but we should be able to do that as we head into the day tomorrow. Again, we start out with fog, temperatures in the low 50s early in the day, but as that wind moves in, it brings in dry air and we start to mix out. That allows for some breaks of sunshine to take place, and temperatures should respond. Once the sun comes out, temperatures should make it into the 60s. A generally pleasant afternoon. Tomorrow night, the weather remains dry. Clouds working their way in for Thursday. We'll call it partly sunny, though. High temperatures climb into the low to mid-60s. Rain ends tonight. Some patchy fog, a low of 48 tomorrow. Decreasing clouds. Temperatures climb into the upper 60s. So kind of a gloomy start to the day, but it should get brighter throughout the afternoon. Stern Tracker 2 7-day forecast, 65 on Thursday, 71 Friday. That looks to be the warmest day of the next few. Rain does return for the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, temperatures in the 60s. And oh, by the way, if you're wondering what's up with that new graphic in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, that is a QR code that you can scan and download our free Storm Tracker 2 weather app. On a day like today, we put a lot of information out on that. You get watches, warnings, and updates throughout the afternoon, and we'll continue to do that as we get into severe weather season.
And it's real easy. You just hold up your phone to the screen, and it'll take a picture of it with your camera. Boom. Downloads it automatically.
Easy.
And a reminder, too, where are we temperature-wise? Are this
Average.
normal? Is this average for this time of year?
Low to mid 60s, well, low 60s is our average high for this time of the year.
So it's a little warmer than we're supposed to be.
Still just a smidge.
Just trying to enjoy it while we can.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Bill. Coming up next,